Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessie and today I'm going to be doing a video all about the things that I wish I knew before I started nursing school. So number one, the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is going to a community college over a 4-year BSN program. So I am about to go into my second year of community college and I can't believe it because I feel like my first semester of nursing school just started and I was just learning to do vitals and all the basics, and really it's flown by and I'm so excited to go into second year, but I'm also like panicking that I'm not ready. But basically when I first started in nursing school, I was very conscious of the fact that I was a community college student, and it really played on my confidence at times because I really didn't feel like I was at the same level as the students who were in a BSN program. But after a year of actually being in nursing school, it's obvious to me that it really doesn't matter. I mean, we are all going to be taking the same NCLEX exam at the end of school, so whether it took 2 years or 4 years to get us there, whether it costs $4,000 a year or $40,000 a year, we're all going to be nurses at the end of our programs. So whilst I was very worried about this in the beginning, now I could not care less. I am kind of happy that I chose the community college because it's a heck of a lot cheaper. I have barely paid a thing to go to school, which I'm super ecstatic about. It is only 2 years, so although I had to do my prereqs before nursing school, the actual nursing program is only 2 years. So like this time next year, I am going to be a nurse. So yeah, no matter how long it took you to get there, how much it costs to get your degree, you're still going to be a great nurse at the end of this. All that matters is your actual perseverance and, you know, dedication to the career. So if you have these worries about community college, don't. Trust me, best thing I've ever done. I'm still going to probably get my BSN at the end of this and top my, you know, associate's degree up, but I'll already be a nurse working, so it's going to be a heck of a lot easier for me. So yeah, don't worry if you are on the same life path as me, it does not matter, you'll still get there. So number two, I really wish I knew how difficult nursing school is. Everybody told me that it is so much harder than a standard class, and I kind of thought, you know what, I'm a straight A student, it's gonna be fine, like I'll put in the work, I'll be good. And boy was I wrong. They were serious. Nursing school is literally the hardest thing I've ever done, and whilst I still study my butt off, I am literally studying 24/7, I still don't get those full A's all the time. I think I've had maybe 2 A's so far in school, and I've had a few B's and I've had a C, so it is definitely not like a normal college class. It is way harder. It is not about knowledge retention anymore, it is more about understanding the knowledge. They will give you a question and then maybe 3 out of 4 of the answers are correct, and we have to just select the best possible answer. So it's not a case of just retaining the information and choosing the correct answer. It's a case of knowing, okay, all of these answers might be the correct answer, but which one is the best answer? And it's such like a mind-boggling concept. You literally have debates in your mind during the exams trying to like decipher which is the correct answer, and then when you have your exam reviews and find out that you got that question wrong, you're like, oh, like that was such an easy obvious thing. And I feel like a lot of nursing students are the same as me. We overthink the questions because we are so trained to, you know, understand it on such a deep level that if a question is pretty obvious and easy, we kind of like, nah, it can't be that simple, like no way would they give us that question. But then they do, and it is that simple, and most of us get it wrong because, you know, we overthink. And I think that's like the story of my life. And then there's this other type of question called a select all that apply question, which if you're in nursing school, you know that these are the worst possible thing in the world. We hate them, but they basically make up the NCLEX exam, so we gotta get used to them. But essentially, a select all that apply question will give you a question with maybe 5 or 6 answers, and maybe 3 of them are correct. And if I select 2 of them and I forget the 3rd one, I don't get credit. If I select 4 of them, so I got the 3 correct answers, but I do an extra one, again, I don't get credit. So they are much more difficult to get the credit on these questions because you have to be super specific. And most people in my school, from what I hear, we all mess up on those questions. So yeah, I wish I really understood before nursing school how serious people were when they said nursing school was more difficult, because they were telling the truth. Another thing is that if you were getting grade A's in normal college classes like say you got a grade A in A&P 1 or 2, fantastic. That's not going to be an A in nursing school. Those A's are more likely going to be B pluses or B's, maybe even B minuses in nursing school, just because the grading system is so different. So I'm not saying that you're not going to be able to get an A, I'm just saying be prepared that you're going to have to put in so much more work, because you have to get a higher percentage to get those high grades. Nursing school is very serious. There is no slack given to you in nursing school. I know girls that were literally giving birth and they had to attend clinical the next day. Like, if that doesn't explain how serious nursing school is, then nothing will. So in my school, for example, if we miss 3 clinicals, we are out the program. Like, that's it. There's no question about it. So if you have other things going on, if you know, maybe figured you might take a vacation and miss the last week of class, don't even bother. Like, don't even like let it cross your mind, because it is not worth losing your whole career for. Just in general, like, you have to stay on top of the work. I personally have missed quite a few classes in my first semester just because I had a lot going on in my life and I physically couldn't make it to school. I was always one step behind everyone else that did attend the classes. So my advice, stay on top of the work, get ahead on the work if you can, and never, for the love of God, miss a clinical. You are going to be studying 24/7. Like, forget your social life, forget your dating life. It is insane, basically. I mean, if you think you studied a lot for like A&P or chemistry, whatever other classes you've taken before, yeah, times that by 10, because I live and breathe nursing school. And even now it's summer and I'm still studying a lot of my nursing stuff just to make sure I remember everything and don't forget things ready for 3rd semester. Like, I've literally had dreams about nursing content. Like, nights before exams, I have dreamed that I'm studying, and like, do you realize how crazy that is? I was very much a loner at school before nursing school, and not a loner in the social sense, but I was someone who studied alone. I got through 1st semester studying alone and I did good, but I didn't do great. But I really realized how much I would benefit from a study group, and in the 2nd semester, which was way more difficult, let's say, I really tried to focus on studying with friends and communicating. It was very much like a wake-up call for me, because not that there's anything wrong with studying alone, but going into a career such as nursing where you are very much expected to be a team player, it's really taught me how to be a team player in regards to my studying, because not only do I benefit, I also help other students, because like I said, something maybe I understand better, my friend might not understand. So I really learned to basically prioritize different types of studying and not just rely on myself. Okay, number 6, my advice would be, do not talk about grades with your friends in nursing school. And I say friends because there are some people in school that I do share my grade with, like the actual number, because we have like a support system and, you know, I trust them. But in terms of the rest of the class, I've learned not to go there. Like, there's several people that come to mind that ask me after an exam, like, hey Jess, like, how did you do? And I'll say, oh yeah, I did really well, thanks, how about you? And they'll be like, yeah, but what did you get? Like, what number, what grade? And I'm like, I did good, like, thanks for asking. And they don't give up, like, they want to know that number. I just don't like that, because first of all, if I do really well on an exam and I get like a 98%, like, I'm ecstatic. But if somebody asks me and I tell them, hey, I got a 98, like, I did great, and they got like a 70, I'm gonna make them feel bad, and I don't want that. But then on the other hand, like, on one exam I got 68 and I wanted to cry my eyes out. Like, I felt dreadful, like I was about to quit nursing school. That's how dramatic I was. But if I went and told someone that, then like, I'm gonna feel even worse hearing that they got better than me, and it's, you know, it's not gonna encourage me to do better next time, if that makes sense. So regardless of whether I do terrible or whether I do great, like, I just don't think it's very healthy to discuss your actual grade. I personally found that nursing school is crazy competitive, and yes, that can be good in a way, because, like, you know, we're motivating each other to do as well as we can. It can definitely get too dramatic and too immature for me. I would say don't focus too much on a specialty until you actually have completed nursing school. Yes, while it's good to kind of have a goal and you know, focus of what you want to do. Like me personally, I would love to be a nurse midwife, but I've also never really had experience in that, so maybe I end up hating working with women and babies, who knows. But like that is what I'm interested in, but I also am not so focused on it that it's limiting my experience in other clinicals. As an example, I know someone who is so focused on being a surgical nurse that they honestly are not very good on the med-surg unit, and I know I don't have like the exact authority to say that they're not very good, but we've had a lot of complaints from nurses, our professors about this specific person, and whilst they might end up being an amazing surgical nurse, they are very lacking on the med-surg unit, which honestly I just think is silly, because whilst you might end up being a surgical nurse, you still need to learn all of the basics to actually get through nursing school, right? And I don't mean to like bash one person, but just an example, because there are quite a few people that we've come across that are like this. But yeah, I just don't think it's healthy to really focus too much on the end goal until you're actually through nursing school, basically. Like, you know, yes, have an idea of where you want to end up, but don't be so blindsided by that goal that you don't allow yourself to actually learn to be a good nurse as a basis. Just like, it's good to have a goal, guys, but also make sure you are fully participating and gaining every ounce of experience you can at the hospital. Okay guys, I am done with this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope these tips have helped you, and if you're about to start nursing school, just take it from me, this is all of the insight that I wish I had known before I started. So yeah, thank you for watching, and like always, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. See you next time.